guys, my name is Priscilla Elias, and today I'm gonna tell you about the 8 things that every wedding photographer should know. As some of you already know, I've been shooting weddings for about 2 years now, and even though I don't shoot exclusively weddings, this is something I have a lot of fun doing, as I love storytelling photography, and a wedding allows me to do that beautifully. I put up a list of the 8 things every wedding photographer should know, because after shooting quite a few weddings, I think I shot about 30 to 40 weddings in the last 2 years, I wish I would have known all of these tips right from the start. They would have helped me enormously, and I consider them to be some of the most important things to keep in mind when it comes to shooting wedding days. So no more talking, let's go straight to the 8 things every wedding photographer should know. Number 1. Be always aware and act fast. Don't miss any special or candid moment. This is something absolutely every wedding photographer should know. Being aware of everything that's going on around you is extremely important and will make the whole difference in the final results of your wedding day. While the ceremony is going on, for example, pay attention to what the priest is saying. Keep an eye not only at the couple but also at the guests. Is there someone very emotional? A child being funny, cute, or crying? What story is around you that can be told in your photos? And of course, keep an eye all around you, but don't ever get distracted by the details and forget the main reason why you're there. The couple will want to have photos of them exchanging rings, kissing. You will want to catch some special looks, smiles, tears, and expressions from such a special moment. Of course that if you shoot solo like I usually do, then many times you won't be able to focus much on the guests, especially during the ceremony, but most of the time I get to do that just fine. I can be close to the bride and the groom and every minute still look around searching for interesting things that might be going on. If there's something going on, I will quietly get a little closer to that, or maybe shoot from where I am, depending on how fast I need to be and on the lens I'm using. I also try to be always aware of what the priest is saying, so I won't end up missing an important moment. And I try to be close to the bride and groom most of the time. I move around for sure, and I recommend you to do so, but make sure you have an idea of what is going on during the ceremony and even throughout the day, so that you will be where you need to be when something special happens. Number 2, have 2 cameras or a very versatile lens when shooting the ceremony. Again, you don't want to miss a thing. Especially during the ceremony, I always shoot with my 24 to 70mm 2.8. That gives me a lot of versatility to go through it, as I'm able to both take closer shots and I get to get wider shots where I can see most, if not all, of the guests and the venue. If you don't have a good zoom lens, then definitely have 2 cameras with 2 prime lenses with different focal lengths. Some photographers will even prefer to shoot with a camera with a zoom lens, such as the 24 to 70, and a second camera with a prime lens, such as the 85mm 1.4 or 1.8. Some photographers feel safer shooting with 2 cameras, and I totally understand that. I myself only shoot with 1 camera and the 24 to 70 during the ceremony. I always have my backup camera ready to go very close to me though. I have it loaded with card, battery, a good lens I could use straight away, and settings that are already usable in the place I'm shooting. But I don't have it hanging in my body during the ceremony simply because I think it takes some of my versatility away. Of course, I don't have mirrorless cameras. If I had a Canon R and an R5, for example, I'd probably keep them both with me, at least during the ceremony, as they're smaller, they're lighter, and it wouldn't be an issue while I move around. So see what you feel more comfortable with. but whatever you choose to go with, make sure the equipment you choose to go with during the ceremony will allow you to be versatile. Number 3, talk to the couple before the wedding. Whenever I book a couple, I always book a meeting with them so we can talk about the wedding day before the date. I usually do it personally as I like to get to know the couple and it kind of breaks the ice. That is usually good for them as well, as they will get to know who they're shooting with, and it is an opportunity for me to talk to them and tell them not to worry about me or the photos, as I will take care of that. I like to make sure they feel safe, and I think meeting in person helps that a bit more. But sometimes that is not possible, and on that case, I try to have at least a Skype meeting with them, so we can talk about everything that will go on during the day. Plus, it's during that meeting that I will get to know about their expectations, what they want, and if there is something that they definitely don't like regarding photography or taking photos. Something that helps me a lot is to have a questionnaire with me. So I take my laptop and I have a list of questions I ask the couple according to the package they've booked with me. For the ones of you who might be interested in having this questionnaire, I'll leave a link where you'll be able to download the one I made and that I frequently take with me right here in the description. But summarizing, it is important to go through details such as what time should you get there, what time does the bride start to get ready, what time is the ceremony taking place, is the ceremony close to the place where the couple is getting ready so we're able to walk there, or will we have to drive from one place to another, how far is one place from another, when and where can we do the portrait sessions, do they have any specific ideas for the portrait session. I ask them if they'd like to show me any specific references for photos, something that they've seen before. For family photos, is there someone who can gather the family together before we start to shoot? Who is that person? Is there going to be a cut in the cake moment? Is there going to be any other specific moments during the day that I should be aware of? Among other details that you will find in the questionnaire below. But the main thing here is try to know as much as possible. Draw the schedule of the day so you have a good idea of what is going on and you can be prepared for everything. And again, break the ice. Talk some about yourself, let them feel safe. Most of the couples are not comfortable in front of the camera, and it is important for them to feel they don't need to be actors. They can be themselves with the little help they'll get from you in directing them. If they feel you've got it covered, they'll feel more relaxed, and believe me, that will show on your photos. Tip number 4, talk to the priest or to the responsible of the venue. Both in Sweden and in Ireland, for the weddings I shot, not many times I had a problem with moving around to shoot during the ceremony, but still I shot a few weddings where I was not allowed to move around, where I needed to stay in a specific spot, or where I was not allowed to use flashes during the ceremony. For that reason, it is always important that you arrive earlier so you can talk to the responsible for the venue. Also, what I do is to talk to the couple during the meeting we just talked about, and I always have a clause in my contract where I mention that I need to obey the house rules, so that the couple will be aware that I will need to follow those rules. During this meeting I have with the couple, I always ask them to talk to the priest or to the venue manager before the date of the wedding if they would like to have more angles of the photos, as not all churches allow the photographers and videographers to move around while the ceremony is going on. Is it allowed to shoot from anywhere? Can you use flashes? Make sure if you can or you cannot do those things. Number 5, have a family list. Having a family list is important, and actually you can either do that or you can talk to the couple and ask them to have someone responsible for gathering the family together at the time of the portrait session. I usually use the second option when possible. I ask the couple if there is someone in the family that knows everybody and that could gather the family groups together for the family portraits. I get that person's name and contact, and during the pre-meeting with the couple, I decided what moment we will take the family photos. They usually like to take the family photos before or after the portrait shots, so I asked them to let that person responsible aware of that, so that they will be available and present when that time comes. It never goes wrong. It makes your work a lot easier, and that way you will make sure you got all of the family covered, as that person usually will come up with the list of photos the couple would like to have. And as they usually know the whole family, it is easier for them to make sure nobody's missing. Tip number 6. get the shot. In the end, that is what most matters. Sometimes you will point to a specific spot of the venue and you've got a specific type of light. You settle your settings according to that portion of the room, and 50 seconds later you notice that something else is going on the other side of the room. The light is completely different there. What will you do? Take the shot or readjust your settings until everything looks perfect? If you readjust everything just perfectly, most likely you will have lost the expression or whatever that was going on by the time you've got it right. Even if you're fast, a smile takes seconds, maybe 1 second. Someone wiping their tears takes 1, 2, 3 seconds. So all you might have is 1 or 2 seconds. Know the limits of your camera and don't worry if your photos are a little underexposed or not perfectly framed. Just get the shot and you will fix the details in post. If you overthink or if you try to get everything perfectly placed, you might miss special moments, and in the end, the story is what most matters to the couple. And I'm not telling you to allow yourself to take terrible shots. What I'm saying is know the limits of your camera. With my 5D Mark IV from Canon, for example, I know it's perfectly fine if I underexpose my images up to a certain point. I can recover pretty much 100% of the details in post-production. But of course, if I underexpose too much, I might not be able to make it. So again, know your camera. For that reason, the more you practice before a wedding, the better. Go to a friend's or family birthday party or event and snap some photos. Or better than that, second shoot a wedding or ask for the permission of a friend to take some photos during his or her wedding day. Just find a way to practice in a real life situation. That way you will be fast enough to change the settings just enough to be able to get the shots in a way you can adjust them later in post in case you don't have the time to get it perfectly right at the moment. As I said, if it's your first wedding, try shooting as a second photographer first. It will help you to go through the day with not as much pressure, and it will help you to gain the experience and the practice you need in order for you to feel confident to do your own weddings. Number 7, always have a backup of everything. Equipment, cards, of the photos you take. Even if something goes wrong, nothing can go wrong. You get me? That is super important. You will not want to ruin such a special day by having to go to the couple and say, hey, you know, something's happened. I lost your photos. So make sure you've got your backup in a way that even if you lose something, you still have a backup to save you. Number 8, take your own food and drink. As silly as this tip might sound, it is not. Make sure you eat and drink water. Don't get dehydrated. You will work and walk a lot all day long, and most likely the couple will only offer you dinner. So until then, you've got to have something easy to unpack and quickly eat every now and then when you have a break or find a gap. If you don't do that, believe me, soon enough you will be totally out of energy. Plus, in the worst scenario, you might not even get food from the couple. It's happened to me before, and when that happened, I did not have food with me. Yeah, I hardly made to the end of the day. So after that, I learned that I would never shoot another wedding without taking food and water with me. And if you want to know more about that story, you will find a link to a video I recently recorded talking about wedding photography gear, for which I'll leave a link up here and also in the description. That's where you will find the story. Oh, and if you still have not liked this video and have not subscribed to this channel, I will please ask you that you will do this. I would really appreciate it, as it'll help me so much to keep creating more and more content for you. That's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed these 8 things every wedding photographer should know. I hope you learned some from it, and I hope you will feel more comfortable to shoot even better weddings now. Thank you so much for watching me, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!